So the situation with the Nintendo Switch 2, or Nintendo's next generation system, took a pretty big twist within the last week or so, as for the longest time, using all of the leaks and rumors from like Gamescom and all the other stuff that we heard about last year, everything was pointing towards this next Nintendo system coming out during like the holiday season in late 2024 this year. But just about a week ago, we had a ton of articles that started coming out from very major, reputable websites like Eurogamer, Video Games Chronicle, and Bloomberg, all saying that now they've heard from their sources that apparently the Nintendo Switch 2 got internally delayed and that Nintendo's next generation system is no longer going to be coming out until early 2025. And of course, this was definitely out of the blue, as pretty much everything that we've had so far was telling us that this system was going to be coming out towards the end of 2024, so it definitely did seem like, from the way that a lot of these articles were even describing it, that this delay pretty much just happened very much like recently internally within Nintendo, and because they didn't announce the system officially, they didn't say anything, obviously, because they've never even said anything about the system, so that's why they just internally delayed it now until 2025, apparently because they want to have better games that are going to be coming out in terms of its launch. But just a few days ago, we actually got a follow-up to this information in terms of more information about exactly when the system could be coming out and what Nintendo's plans could be, and so I do want to talk about it with you guys and give you guys my thoughts. Alright, so here we are on Video Games Chronicle, but this information isn't actually coming from them. Instead, they're actually translating and paraphrasing an article here from Nikkei, which is a publication that's only in Japan, and I've heard that they've been pretty reputable and credible as well, but obviously because it's in Japan, all of the information is in Japanese, so we've got the translation and the paraphrasing of everything here. And it says right here, Switch 2 is targeting March 2025 and was delayed to avoid shortages, new report claims. And if we take a look down here, it says Nintendo's next game console is targeting a launch in March 2025. That's according to a new report by Japanese news publication Nikkei, which claims that the Switch's successor's internal delay, reported first by VGC and others earlier this month, was partly so that Nintendo could avoid potential hardware supply issues. Although Nintendo had planned a launch in late 2024 for Switch 2, according to Nikkei, priority was given to ensure the initial inventory of the successor console and a lineup of software titles at the time of its launch in an attempt to avoid widespread reselling. Nikkei says it expects the next Nintendo console to again be a hybrid portable home device similar to the Switch, as reported previously by VGC. The publication also corroborates that the machine will have a larger screen than the original Switch's 6.2-inch display. Nikkei notes that the Switch 2 could yet slip beyond March 2025, dependent on manufacturing and how much software is ready for launch. As reported earlier this month, VGC heard from multiple sources who said Nintendo had told publishers its next console would now launch in Q1 2025. According to the sources, third-party game companies were recently briefed on an internal delay in Nintendo's next-gen launch timing from late 2024 to early the following year. One publishing source suggested that the delay was so that Nintendo could prepare stronger first-party software for the console. Nintendo's share price dropped on the Tokyo Stock Exchange following the report, dipping by as much as 8.8% before settling on an overall loss in value of 5.8%. It's possible the next-gen Nintendo console will now follow a similar timeline to the Switch, which was released in March of 2017, but announced the previous year in October of 2016. Now, this information gets even more exciting when we take a look at this tweet right here from this account, which, if you guys don't know, this person is actually one of the most reliable leakers that we have, except they really prioritize in terms of Persona and Sega leaks, as this person really leaked a lot of stuff in terms of like Persona games coming to other systems, what types of new Persona games could come out, even like the names of some Persona games, I'm pretty sure, and some other like Sega related things. But the thing about this is that they actually quoted the article here from Nikkei talking about the Switch 2's delay to March of 2025, saying it is correct information. And I don't know too much about this leaker, so if they have been incorrect about some stuff in the past, you can let me know down below in the comments. But from the people that I've talked to who are big Persona fans, they've pretty much told me that this person has never been wrong and every single thing that they've said has been true. So if they're now also saying that the Switch 2 is coming out in March of 2025, it's most likely the real deal. And we also did get a little bit of follow-up information from them here as well, as it says it is information that was sudden to publishers and it is a unique situation. And I do not have information on hardware announcement plans, Nintendo titles, or hardware information. March 2025 is a firm date. It is the release timing that we are aware of from last week. So basically all they know is that the system is coming out in March of 2025. They don't know anything else beyond that. They don't know like information about how powerful the system is going to be, when Nintendo is planning to show it off for the first time. They just know that apparently from all the information that they have, it is actually going to be coming out in March of next year. And so like the article mentioned, if the Switch 2 is truly going to be coming out now in March of 2025, then it's very possible that Nintendo could just try to do a very similar launch setup that they had with the current Nintendo Switch, where even that system came out during a very unconventional time as it released in March of 2017. And that was definitely different from the usual holiday time that like brand new systems always come out in. Even the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox Series X came out in November of 2020, as usually that time just makes the most sense because everybody is going to be asking for it for Christmas and Hanukkah and the holidays and everything. But coming out with a new system in March was definitely pretty unusual, but it obviously worked out for Nintendo in the end because the Nintendo Switch is one of the best-selling video game systems of all time, so if it ain't broke, don't fix it, I guess, and they can very well try to do that exact same type of thing again with the Nintendo Switch 2, which could mean that the setup for this could now be like a reveal in like October of 2024, a big blowout event in like January of 2025, and then the launch of the system in March of 2025. It just feels a little bit hard to believe because when the Nintendo Switch was originally revealed in October of 2016, the Wii U was pretty much at its end. Like there was no one really buying any games or anything for it anyway, so it didn't really matter if they revealed their next generation system. But like towards the end of this year, there's still going to be people buying Switch games and things like that. So would they really reveal their next generation system like towards the end of this year and then have it released early next year? Because that's kind of the thing here, is that if this system now is going to be coming out in March of 2025, it pretty much means that they're going to have to show the system at some point this year, because I don't see them like revealing the system for the very first time in 2025 and then having the event where they give us lots of games and information about the system and then also having it come out in March of 2025. You can't do all of that within 3 months of 2025. Like you definitely have to like spread out kind of how the information is given. And even with like the Nintendo Switch, I'm pretty sure it was like 5 to 6 months where we got the reveal in October, the big event in January, and then the release in March. So you would need to have like a good 5 to 6 months to really get people talking about the system and create buzz and discussion for it. So I feel like because of that, they're pretty much going to have to show off this system at some point this year, even if it isn't going to be coming out this year. And the article also mentioned that apparently one of the biggest reasons why Nintendo delayed the Switch 2 to 2025 was so that they could have more inventory and stock available for the system when it does come out, so that people aren't like buying the system and then reselling it, because that's obviously the worst. You don't want that. And I mean, that was a disaster with the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox Series X, where people were buying PS5s and then trying to sell them for like $2,000 and stuff. So that was really bad. Hopefully Nintendo doesn't do that, and it seems like the chip shortage and everything has been improving now, so it should be good. But I definitely think that that is the right decision as well. The previous report that we had from Bloomberg was saying that like if the system was coming out towards like holiday this year, Nintendo apparently had like 10 million units that they were making for this fiscal year, which would have been like the end of 2024 to the end of March of 2025, which I guess seems like a pretty good amount, but maybe they might need a little bit more than that. The Nintendo Switch 2 does have an extremely high amount of hype right now, so Nintendo could actually be getting more sales than they might expect, so it might be better off to have more inventory of the Switch 2s available. And I hope that means it's easy for anyone who wants a Switch 2 day one to be able to get their pre-order and not really have to go through a lot of trouble to get the system. But yeah, that's pretty much all the information that we have right now about the Nintendo Switch 2. So yeah, if you guys enjoyed the video, definitely be sure to click that like button and also subscribe to the channel, as well as I'm definitely going to have some more videos talking about Nintendo's next gen system as the information comes out. Comment down below and let me know what you guys think about all of this. Do you guys think that the Nintendo Switch 2 is now going to be coming out in March of 2025? What do you guys think that that could mean for the reveal for the system? Do you think that it's going to be shown off like earlier this year? Do you think we're going to hear about it very soon? How do you feel about everything? Definitely be sure to comment about it and let me know. But if you don't have anything to say, just comment your favorite emoji down below for some engagement. I would really appreciate it. Go follow me on Twitter at Aero so you can be featured in videos, and also join my Discord server as well. We've got a bunch of people in there who are always talking about Pokemon and Smash Bros and Nintendo, so definitely be sure to join that. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you so much for watching.